Welcome to the Family Book Club podcast with Elizabeth Samsetti.
Is love a scam? Plenty of times, a lot of times these days, you hear a lot of people tell you love is a scam. And even you hear them, most times I've arrived a couple of places and I hear people discuss and they say marriage is a scam. But is that really true? Love is an intense feeling of deep affection where two or more people feel, affection for each other. And there are different kinds of love. We have, of course, it is God. God is love. God is the origin of love. He taught us how to love. He loved us so much that He accepted us irrespective of whatever mistakes and errors the other erring. And yet He loves us and He gave us a reason to have a life that we have today. There is a love between, there's agape love, where the kind of love you love people, even those that you really do not know. You love them enough to check on them and you be kind to them. And you show concern over colleagues. There is love that happens amongst colleagues, amongst friends. And there is a love that, of course, siblings kind of love. And the love that is between parents and children kind of love. You are not going to tell me that all this love between parents and children is scam. Meaning that you are telling me that it will come to a point in time the parents will stop loving the child or the child will stop loving the parents. Well, I know that there are some people that will argue, that will say, yes, after circumstances, things that may have transpired over time, somebody might say, oh, my parents, I'm not so sure whether they love me so much, or I'm not so sure if I love my child so much and all that. Okay, but the very main kind of love that people argue that is a scam is the kind of love between a male and a female. That's the love that has affection, and not just affection, that has romance in it. Because a lot of times people tend to love people that don't really love them back in return. Love requires trust and real, getting to know one person, a new person that you have found. There are situations whereby you get infatuated and you lust over somebody based on their physical attraction. That's not love. That's infatuation, and that's lust. Many times people mistake that infatuation and lust to be a kind of love. When you meet somebody anew, you need time to really get to know the person, to know the character of that person, to know the interest. What is the area of interest? As far as the relationship is concerned, what is the interest of that person? What is his interest? What is her interest? What do they consider a relationship to be? And you intend to, tend to find out the beliefs. What are the beliefs of that person? Let's not also forget that it depends on the background, where that person is coming from, the foundation, how he or she was brought up, will determine what kind of beliefs and interests they have in life. Their behavior, a lot of young people these days, and even adults, they don't wait for time. Love takes time to grow. The ones that most times you hear that they say it was love at first sight, that may have been infatuation or lust. Yes, it takes a while. How does it take? During the process of this period, you get to know the beliefs of that person, the interests of that person, how, the core values, the things that this person holds dear. All of this takes time for you to get to know. If you don't take the time to get to know and you rush into some kind of relationship, then you will say that the person will disappoint you. You say that the person never really loved you. Another reason why it seems as if love is an illusion is that most people overlook the negative aspect of people when they are in love. When people fall in love, even when they begin to see them behave negatively, behave wrongly, they tend to stop looking at that aspect of them because they have been blinded. That's why we say that don't always try and take a look at the negative qualities of somebody. And when you take a look at these qualities, think of it very well. Are they the kind of qualities that you can cope with? Are they the kind of qualities that you can tolerate? All right? If you don't take the time to really get to do these investigations by getting to know somebody on time, or giving a while to get to know this person, and you just jump into a kind of relationship and the person begin to manifest, whether you will like it or not. In any kind of relationship, sooner or later the person will manifest to their true nature, to their true character, who they truly are. All right, so that's why when people come and those that come out to say that love is an illusion or love is a scam is because they have been broken-hearted, they have been disappointed. The areas at which they hold the areas of expectations, the areas as they expected to get love back, from their partner. The partner failed them. They never got back that kind of love. Maybe the intensity. They love that person. That person didn't love them back. A lot of people have a lot of ideologies of a lot of notion, a lot of unrealistic, dream images in their heads of how they want to be loved. By the time they are not getting those images and on their heads are not being met, they will be disappointed and they will say that the person, by the time, the person does not love them, and by the time they find out they have already invested so much of, of their emotions into the relationship and the person is not reciprocating, it's not giving back the same quantity upon which you have invested, then you say love is a scam. My counsel is this: please find time. When you meet somebody you really like, whether a male or a female, find time to get to know that person. Take your time to get to know that person, to know their areas of interest, their beliefs, their values. What kind of relationship do they even really want? Get to know so that you will not, get into that relationship and get really disappointed. Likewise, marriage. When they say marriage is a scam, from love, of course, you get into marriage. Some people, you get acquainted with them, you are just friends, and you on your part, you begin to think outside the box without even communicating the person that you feel whatever it is you are feeling for, to be sure that you're on the same page, you're on the same level, that you feel the same way, or he feels the same way you feel, or she feels the same way you feel. You just assume, and before you know it, you get married, and after marriage the person starts manifesting and letting you know that no, actually this was not it, and you got it wrong, and by then it will be too late, because if it gets to that point, most likely you get into a broken marriage, and that's not what we want at all. It's like there's a saying that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. So please, let's I'm speaking to young people, let's even adults, old people, because anybody can be in love, anybody can fall in love at any point in time. Let's learn to get to know our friends, our acquaintances very well before we establish any kind of romantic relationship with them, and let's ensure that we are on the same page before we invest so much emotions into that relationship. My name is Elizabeth Samsedi.
Welcome to the Family Book Club podcast with Elizabeth Samsedi.